What's going on, you guys? Today I'm going to talk to you about the balance between the ego and our higher self. So, a lot of the times we find ourselves getting caught up and are driven by the ego, which tends to not be very serving for us. And I was having a conversation with one of my buddies about this last night, actually, and it's going to be a very, very good topic for you here. So let's get straight into it. So, if you don't already know me, my name's Jeremy. I help people start and scale online consulting companies. And if you want help to grow yours, link in the description. Let me know. We can hop on a call and see if you're a good fit. But nonetheless, let's get straight into it. So, similar to one of my last videos, I'm going to draw out this diagram for you. So, here we are today with their nice long torso and short legs. And when we have a decision to make, when there's a choice to make, we have two options. We have two paths. Path A optimizes the short term. So we feel good now. But what that leads to is a disregard for the long term. Path B optimizes for the long term by disregarding and sacrificing the short term. Right? So we feel good now, but then it catches up to us and we pay the price later, just like a credit card. Path B, we sacrifice now. We don't feel that great. We don't do the things that we want to do, but it leads to a good life down the road. And when I was talking to my buddy last night about the ego versus the higher self, when you lay it out like this, it becomes very clear what you need to do based on what you actually want to achieve in life. So your ego is going to drive you towards path A and say, oh no, do this thing. It'll feel awesome. It'll make you look really cool and whatnot, but then it'll hurt you in the long term. But then your higher self is like, no, have strength through restraint, sacrifice in the short term, so that way you can pursue your purpose and actually make an impact and achieve your goals down the road in the long term, right? And that's kind of the same thing that I was talking about before. And I'll use the same example as well. It's like if you have, like I was about to buy a new car last week. In the short term, it would be awesome because it would make me look sick, make me feel great. But in the long term, it would hurt myself. Like it would hurt me because I would be outlaying a lot of cash. Who knows what the next couple of years are going to look like? I think we're due for a little bit of a shakeup soon. So I wouldn't be prepared very well at all. I'd be leveraged, I would be short on cash, or at least not as cash heavy. And when things do go south, that's when things go on discounts. That's where you can really make life-changing gains. So I'd be shooting myself in the foot. Yeah, I'd look sick now, but I'd be really hurting and regretting that later. And on the flip side, I just kind of ask myself, it's like, what do I want to optimize for? Am I trying to optimize for right now, or am I trying to optimize for the rest of my life? And when I put it like that, the decision became very clear. And there's a quote that I read last night in Cameron Haynes' book, Endure. And essentially it goes, success finds those that prepare the most, work the hardest, and are the strongest mentally. And the first part of that, success finds those that prepare the most, really ties into this, right? You're sacrificing the short term, you're preparing, right? You're working the hardest now, and you're developing that mental toughness, that mental fortitude, so that way your strength and your capacity to endure and to be consistent for long enough really increases, which leads to a really damn good life down the road. So this is kind of where my head's been at, and how this can relate to you as well is like, as an entrepreneur, you've got like, you can choose what path you want to take. You can take the easy route, easy route, right? Get a job, it'll pay you well, it'll be stable, it'll be consistent, it'll feel nice and cushy right now because you'll be working, then you get a paycheck. But in the long term, you might not be so happy with that decision. Or you put in the work right now, you prepare, you work hard, you build that mental fortitude, and that way you build the life that you've always dreamed of. Now, with that said as well, is in this period, it's going to suck. There's going to be a lot of hardship. There's going to be a lot of sacrifice, a lot of saying no to things that you'd much rather prefer doing. And trust me, I've gone through a lot of this, but I know I have that purpose, that long-term vision in mind, because I know that if I look back on my life, I'm not going to regret the sacrifices I made, because I know that as long as I just continue to work hard and prepare myself and develop my character into the one that it needs to become in order to achieve my goals, I will achieve my goals. It's not a matter of, like, I was watching an Alex Hormozy video last week, and it's like, it was never a matter of if, it was only a matter of when. And I've always thought that way as well. And when you do, like, when you can embody that belief, then it makes it very clear what you need to do in the short term right now, right? Work on your skills. Develop your skills. I was listening to a podcast with Steven Schwartzman, who's the CEO of Blackstone, one of the biggest private equity companies in the world. And he was talking about hiring and talent. And the level 10 talent people are the ones that can do everything. He related them to like Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, LeBron James, in the sense that they can do anything. They can do everything. They have the skill set that's so far above everybody else because they've put in the work. They've trained, they've prepared, they've worked their asses off. They've built that mental fortitude as well to support that. So that's what we need to work on as well. We need to build those skills. We need to stack those skills. And the thing about skills as well, they compound, right? You learn one skill here, it's not very leverageable. You learn another one, right? Maybe you learn like, I don't know, you learn marketing strategy, then you learn copywriting, and then you learn ads so you can actually make money from the copywriting, and then you learn funnel building, and then you learn like upsells, then you learn sales, right? Then you learn hiring, then you learn like leadership, and it all builds upon the foundation that you put in down here. Because marketing and copywriting, advertising, those all help you sell a lot better too. So you're understanding why people buy and how to make them buy, how to influence people's decisions and get them to relate to you and want to join your mission and your cause. So that's it, guys. I'm going to leave you with that. But really just when you have a decision to make, think about it like this. Lay out your options and make notes, right? What will this decision do if I optimize for the short term, and how would that affect me in the long term? What would happen if I sacrificed the short term? If I practiced restraint, how would that impact me in the long term? And will that bring me closer to my goals? And will I be feeding my animal brain, my ego, or my higher self, my mission, my vision, my purpose, and all of my wildest dreams? So hope this helps you guys make good, clear decisions. And another example I'll throw in as well is like investing in knowledge, right? How do you learn skills? You learn them from other people that have mastered those skills, right? So in the short term, it's going to suck, right? You're going to have to like put out a bunch of cash. You're going to have to put out a bunch of time, and you're going to have to fail quite a bit to learn those skills, right? It's going to suck. You're going to get kicked in the teeth, dragged through the mud a little bit. But down the road, when you're up here, you're going to be laughing, right? Because you have those skills, you have that capacity. And one of my favorite quotes that I tell myself all the time is, I ask not for a lighter burden, but for broader shoulders. And to build your broader shoulders, that's stacking skills, that's building those skills, building your capacity to handle anything that life throws at you. And the stronger your capacity, the more likely you are to withstand all of the hardships that come your way. And you're going to be a lot more likely to actually achieve your goals. So, yeah, that said, hope you enjoyed this video. If you thought it was good, if you thought it was helpful, let me know. Hit the like button, drop a comment below. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Got some bangers lined up coming up. And if you want to follow me over on Instagram, follow the journey a little bit closer, you know what to do, @Jeremy_Pogue. Links in the description. So other than that, see you guys in the next one.